Hey y'all, welcome to Spirit Mail. I'm Cheryl and this is Daily Mail episode 70. So, today I want to talk about shadows, the steps we take, awareness, and understanding, and momentum. That's a lot, huh? uh, I'm not going to go real deep into any one of those, but basically the story that I'm going to talk about or what I'm going to say is going to touch on a little bit of all of that. So, couple different things. A lot of times in the spiritual community we talk about shadow work, and I'm sitting there saying I don't really understand a lot about shadow work, so I can't really speak to it. But the more I hear about shadow work and hear the way different people talk about it, then I look back and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I've done that. Sometimes we do things that we're not even aware of what it's called because we don't have a word for it. For instance, when if you've heard the story, I used to identify as an abused woman. And some of you are probably saying, oh my God, not this again. But hang on. Just hang on with me. I used to identify as an abused woman. And one day I had really been going through some stuff and asking Spirit to show me why I was going through this stuff. And I'm driving down the road, and all of a sudden it's like my car, I'm in this vacuum, and this little movie plays out. And Spirit basically shows me that I was never abused, and that if there was an abuser, in fact, it was me, because abuse is about power and control, exerting your power to take control over someone else. So how did I get to that place where Spirit exposed that shadow side of me that I wasn't even aware of? I was living out that shadow. About a month before that, I was journaling and was having a conversation with Spirit about my love life. And, I said, I'm ready for the happily ever after. And basically, Spirit said, well, is the guy you're with right now your happily ever after? And I'm like, no. And so Spirit basically said, well, then why are you spending time with him? Why are you distracting yourself? Because if you allow yourself to be distracted, you're never going to be in a place where you're going to recognize that happily ever after. Now, guys, this is my story. I'm not saying this is how you have to live your life. I'm just saying this is my story, and this is what Spirit did with me. We're all at different places. We all understand and learn very differently. So that's what Spirit basically said to me. So I got up from there, from journaling, and I called the guy, and I told him, okay, we're not going to see each other anymore. And then I went in the mirror and had a talk with myself. And I said, you say what you want. Now it's time to walk out what you want. Okay, so let's talk about three things. Okay, well, wait, not yet. So it was after that I had that experience in the car. So basically, I had an awareness of something that I wanted. But it's not just about the awareness. It's not about the awareness of what we want, because we're all aware of different things that we want, but it's the understanding of what are we doing that's keeping us from getting what we want, right? So it's one thing to be aware, but we want a deeper understanding about why are we not there? And it's okay to ask that question, why am I not there? Or why is a good question. Our kids, when they're young, they ask why, and we get excited because they're curious and they want to learn, right? So Spirit's not going to knock us off of our rocker if we ask why. That just says we want to learn. We want to know. So I asked why. I had some awareness, right? I asked why. I was saying where I wanted to go, right? And they gave me the awareness of why I wasn't there yet. So I took the step into true singledom. I actually took myself off the market. I no longer allowed myself to date. So, and I have been off the market for, it'll be 2 years in June, doing work on myself, trying to learn what about those things, like that movie that Spirit played out for me, right? So But until we take that first step, we can tell Spirit all day long what we want, but until we really get committed and take that step, Spirit, I don't feel like they can meet us there. It's like they need us to take that first step in faith, and then they're going to put the stuff there. It's not like they're trying to have control over us, that they want us to be committed or all that stuff. But until we take any kind of step, until we make a commitment to ourselves, it's like, Spirit, why should they show up and start moving things around? Because we're likely going to change our mind tomorrow about what we want. But whenever we start moving toward what we want, when we physically start moving toward what we want, I feel like that's telling Spirit, yeah, I'm serious. I want this change in my life. So then that's when I'm driving down the road and I see this shadow me, right? So I had an awareness of what I wanted, but more than an awareness, I had always known what I wanted, the fairy tale or whatever, but Spirit helped me to go deeper than that and understand why I wasn't there yet, right? Because I was wasting time. And I'm not going to say wasting time. I'm not going to say that, because the gentleman that I was dating is a very, very nice guy, but I absolutely knew he was not my guy, right? So Spirit showed me a deeper understanding for me why I wasn't getting the fairy tale or whatever it was that I was looking for. And so, but then I had to take that step. And then the next thing Spirit did basically was reveal to me that shadow part of me that explained possibly why I had never had that person in my life before, because I kept pushing them away with my mouth, with my words and stuff like that. So I feel like Spirit, it's like, we have these, we want to manifest things into our life. And sometimes I feel like, especially because it's out there everywhere, just put your intentions out there, visualize it and all that stuff. But guys, if we visualize it and say the affirmations and even get ourselves to get excited about it, if we don't do our part, like digging up the seed, digging up the earth, plant that seed, and then go out there and nurture it. This is part of nurturing. Here was the seed. This was part of nurturing it. I had to walk out there and get the hose and put the water on that tomato plant. And then if I saw a bug or something getting in the way of the growth of that tomato plant, I had to be willing to do whatever I was supposed to do to remove the pests, to get rid of the disease or whatever that the plant was taking. That's my job. Right? Spirit shows that on the leaf, it gets black or whatever, and then we have to do something to make that work. I'm not a gardener, so I have no clue what that's all about, but some of you who are gardeners probably do. So yeah, we're doing love readings right now this week, and today this card came up in somebody's reading for the group of singles. I think it was in Scorpio's reading for the singles. This was their overall energy. So it's like, and this isn't necessarily easy work, but if you're getting this right now, and if I recall, you were on the graduating end of it, like you're on the higher end of it, it's because Spirit made you aware and you took the necessary steps to get to this part. So, guys, there's nothing that we care about that Spirit does not care about. If we truly, truly want love in our lives, Spirit truly, truly wants us to have that. But they want us to have it in a way that it's going to be long lasting. It's going to be the fairy tale. And when I say that, I'm not being naive and thinking that, there's never going to be an argument or anything like that. I'm saying that, two equally yoked people coming together where there's equal give and take in a relationship, mutual respect, mutual love, mutual care, all of that stuff. Not, oh my God, he completes me. No, we need to be whole in who we are. Or not, oh my gosh, she completes me. No, we need to be whole in who we are. Because when two whole people come together, that's when we can have, I feel, this is again Cheryl talking. I'm not a guru. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a licensed professional counselor or anything like that. But I've got lots and lots of years of experience in bad relationships. As a matter of fact, one more quick story. We're going to pull the PS. I was listening to one of my bosses talk one time, and he was talking about how he and his wife had gone to see a therapist for marriage counseling. And the guy asked, well, how long have you been married? And he says, well, this last time, blah, blah, blah. He says, wait, what a minute? Say that again? How many times have you been married? And the guy said, this is my second marriage. He says, well, I don't want to take advice from you. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to him say that, and I'm thinking to myself, dude, not only can he tell you what the books say about marriage, but and about what doesn't work, but he can tell you from his own personal experience about us needing to be vulnerable with each other, and about us needing to be, all those types of things that perfect marriages might not encounter. But if you're going to see a marriage counselor, then obviously your marriage is not perfect. But is anything ever really perfect? So sometimes we need to visit with people who've been knocked down, right? And who have gotten back up on their own, or with the help of spirit or whatever. And that's all I have to offer you. I don't have the book knowledge to offer you, but I've been knocked down. And most of the time, guess what? I was knocking myself down. But whenever we can look back and acknowledge it and all that stuff, then we can move forward. And then I've done a recent video about, thinking I was going to get into a partnership with somebody with some YouTube stuff. And I talked about that I, had a shadow that came up. Some of that same older energy came up. And it was like Spirit was saying, hey, you still have work to do. And maybe that was not only to say, hey, you still have work to do on yourself in relation to that, but maybe even in relation to a relationship. Maybe I'm still not ready for that, but it's about allowing yourself to receive the messages and be aware and go deeper into the understanding of it. And then us doing our part, making that commitment, taking that first step in faith, knowing that Spirit's going to meet us. Spirit's going to meet us wherever we start going. They're going to meet us, and they're going to light the way for the next step and the next step after that. Okay, I hope that was clear and concise. We are going to, I don't even know what I'm going to title it yet, but we're going to get a PS. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so very much for our Daily Mail community. Please show us clearly, what is the PS for this message? What could I have said better? Or what might I have missed saying? I thank you for clear and concise messages. Thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And I thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us clearly, what is the PS for this message? Okay, guys. Hey, and listen, thank you so much. The likes, the shares, the subscribes, the comments. You guys rock my world. And ringing my bell, too. Y'all ring my bell. And thank you for that, too. And if you're a passerby and this is your first time at Spirit Mail, thank you for stopping in. Even if you're a passerby and that's all you ever do is stop in every now and then come back and check us out later. Thank you so much for the time that you spend in this community. Okay, P.S. Guys, sometimes we're required to step back and look at things from a different perspective. We might start moving forward thinking we're ready, and whenever Spirit shows us, right, just like recently in my life I did that video that I'm not ready, whenever we can look at it from a more broader view, how about just from a broader view? We can look at it from a broader view and see things from different angles and how what we're doing is affecting other people or whatever. Then we can pull back. We can do the work and pull back and be okay with pulling back, right? Be okay with taking responsibility that we're not perfect. Guys, I'm still learning. I'm learning every day. And I'm so grateful to be learning with y'all. For the most part, I feel like the people who watch the Daily Mail community, the Daily Mail messages, the roundtables, the interviews I do, it's usually the same kind of group of people. And I feel like you guys are very, very emotionally intelligent. I feel like like this, you know, if your spiritual advisor or a counselor or somebody came to you and said, you need to back up and look at this from a different perspective, I think you would. Because you have the emotional intelligence to love yourself enough to redirect when you get on the wrong track, right? To redirect. If you keep asking Spirit why, and Spirit gives you an answer and makes you aware, you're willing to look at it and redirect. And that's a phenomenal thing. So maybe we're here just giving you clarification for this journey that you're on. And you detach from those emotions that don't serve you. You detach from needing a specific outcome. And you know that when your cup is full, it really does flow over into the lives of the people that you touch on a regular basis. Guys, this is some major energy shifts right now going on our planet. And I feel like we have an opportunity, all of us, to really make some ground, make some headway in our lives, in our personal lives, in our professional lives, in our relationships, our love lives, all of that stuff. I think this is the time for us to make that headway in our lives. And Spirit is really, really there, guys. They're there to work with us. Again, if a love life, a love relationship is important to me, then it's important to Spirit. If it's important to you, then it's important to Spirit. If me being able to climb a mountain by the end of the year is important to me, it's important to Spirit too. I mean, and they're gonna say, Cheryl, before you climb that mountain, you got to look at all your health habits, right? And I have to, okay, do I really want it? I'm saying I want to do it. Do I really want to do it? And I'm using that for an example. I have no desire to climb a mountain. But anyway, those types of things, whatever it is, if it's important to us, it's important to Spirit for us. I love you guys so very much. And thank you. I mean, I cannot, this group especially, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you and how much I look forward to visiting with you on a regular basis. Y'all go out and have a super duper day. Bye.